I implemented a 5G network KPI matrix analyzer and notifier, which is based on the data flow architecture. So this is my data flow, and I use processor group for each KPI matrices. So let's see. In first, I used list file processor. So in here, it lists down all the files in source directory and pass it to fetch file processor. In fetch file processor, fetch that file and pass to this convert Excel to CSV processor. So in here, the processor will convert my Excel source file into CSV file and save it in CSV dataset directory when it goes to put file processor by this funnel. So I use funnel here to pass this output file into this query record and into this put file. File is come to here, like that. So in query record processor, I perform multiple queries as multiple property for this processor, and each query will perform some filtering methods based on the threshold value. So in handover alert, I used select cell ID, handover as high as type, handover count as value, 5 as threshold value, and also I get packet loss, throughput, and latency from the flow file. So in here I use cast because all the values in my data set are double format, so that's why I use cast to compare with the integer value. So then I can filter different 4 categories of alerts and send it to the Kafka record. So in here we receive our queue. In this queue we can see our attributed packet loss. Then if we detailedly see that, we can see our JSON type, all the raw which filtered from the query record. But we used to write as that JSON file format, so we use JSON writer. So my ultimate goal is past email, so I used Kafka, publish Kafka record processor. Before run that, I need to up my Docker image of that Kafka to implement the Kafka broker. Then our container has started. So then I can publish my output record via Kafka broker. So in here, in packet loss alert, we can see queue, and yeah, it goes to Kafka broker. I can list down our queue. Okay, we can see. So these are values. So after that, to receive these Kafka records, I initiate a separate process group for each KPI metrics categories. So let's say this packet loss alert, then I go to packet loss processor. In here I use consumer Kafka to get Kafka records using from the Kafka broker. In here I implement Kafka broker, which is implemented in 1992. I implement that as packet loss alert, and I publish those records as a JSON because it write as a JSON writer. So I need to initiate this JSON tree reader to record the readers. So this is a group, and all the other group processes are same. When I run, this will extract our records from Kafka broker, and I send it to the split record because in here all the records are in JSON format but as a one list. So I need to get a separate email for separate devices, so that I split in here is recorded in as a one row. So like one flow file for one record. Then I use evaluate JSON path because in split record here we can see cell ID, alt type, value threshold, and other details also. So I filter it here using these 4 properties: alt type, cell ID, threshold, and value. So in filtered in here and passes to the replace text. So these are in all the JSON format. So I don't need send admin to JSON format. I need to human readable length. So I replace text in here. This is my email format: KPI alert, cell ID, alt type, value threshold, and this is action to particular cell ID. Then when I run this process and it queued here, then I run my put email processor. I use my email as the SMTP username and I generate a password. And from my email, the admin email also my email. You can use whatever email you like. Then it will send emails to my email like that. So when I open this, it comes cell 4 KPI alert of packet loss high. And it will come again cell 17 packet loss high. So this is my data flow structure and data flow architecture for this KPI evaluation project. And thank you.